Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. So today's video I'm really excited about because I want to share with you how I save money and do my online shopping. Now, if you're a regular on this channel, you'll know that I've not got access to my car at the moment, and that means I have had to switch the way that I do my food shop. And for the most part, I've been doing it online because the thought of having to carry a month's worth of food from the supermarket to my property is just not the one for me. So I've decided to go online, and I've basically found that it's actually not as scary as it seems, and I'm able to kind of stay on my food budget a lot easier when I'm doing it online versus when I'm doing it in store. But I wanted to share with you some of the tips that I use when I am purchasing my food. Like I said, I do it once a month. So I'm trying to limit the amount of times I'm spending buying food. And this is nice because I can just sit at my computer, order my food, and know the day that it's coming. So I'm excited for that. So before we head out to the computer, if you are new to this channel, hi, my name's Yvonne, and I like to talk about how to save your money, make your money, and grow your money, because I am on a journey to financial freedom, and I'm sharing all the tips and tricks associated with that, including how to save money on your food. So if you are interested in these topics, please make sure to hit that like button, to subscribe, and of course share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. So the first thing that I do is I want to make sure that before I even get to the point where I'm sitting down by my computer, I have written down a shopping list and a meal plan, because I think that will make such a huge difference. Now, I don't have a specific book that I use. In fact, I'm using a diary from 2020, and I kind of use this as my everyday to-do list book where the dates don't actually matter. I just have my to-do list, and part of that is going through my cupboards and my freezer and my pantry just to make sure I know exactly what it is that we already have in the house and what it is that we need. So then I can create a meal plan and create a shopping list where it will tell me everything that I need to buy. Now, this is a lot easier, keeps you on budget, makes life a lot simpler. I have a full video of how I do that, and I will link that up here, and I will also link that in the description box below. So please do check that video out, which shows you the exact process I go through when it comes to meal planning. Right, now that I have my list of items that I want to buy, the next thing is to just head out to the supermarket. Now, there are a lot of supermarkets that offer delivery, but it's up to you. I always go with the one that is cheapest because I think you can still get good value when it comes to your food. So I personally shop at Asda because I think it's cheaper in comparison to its competitors, but I don't lose out on value. So let's get onto the computer and let me show you what I am talking about. Okay, so here we are. We are at Asda, and I can see that Asda has got some offers over here, but I'm not going to be tempted to buy things because I've got my list, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight to the grocery section, and you could either go by each of these sections or you could just write them down. So for example, I know that I'm going to be needing pears. And what I like to do is when it comes to buying things like fruit and veg is to go and look at what's the best value for you. Now, as you can see, there's loads of options here. So I'm just going to go straight ahead, and I'm going to go and sort it by those in the fresh food, because all I'm looking for is pears. I'm not interested in pear products. I'm just interested in pears. So the first thing that I will say is whenever you come to buying pears, one thing that a lot of people look at is reviews, which is good to look at. But personally, I like to focus on three things. So I'm going to look at either whether or not it has the grams or how many are actually in the pack. I'm also going to look at the price, but I'm also going to focus on the unit price. That's the price per pear. So you can see across all of these, they're very, very different. Now, 500 grams and 4-pack is very, very different. I don't know if I'm going to get 6 in a 500 grams, if I'm going to get 3 in a 500 grams. I also don't actually know the full weight of a 4-pack. That could be different as well. But what's really, really interesting you'll find in this one is that you can be so tempted to pick the biggest size, the 1.2 kg, and pay £1.80. But if you notice, it's £1.50 per kilogram. Whereas if you actually bought 500 grams, it's 49p. And for 1.5 kg, that's 3 packs of these, you'll only be spending £1.50. So not only are you getting more, but you're getting it for a cheaper price. So it's always worth checking and making sure you are doing that. So that's one thing that I always apply across all of them. So I would add that, and I would add 3 of them. And it works out to, as you can see on this side here, £1.47, which I'm quite happy about. And I get more than the 1.2 kg. Then the other thing that I do is I always check to see whether branded is better value than unbranded. So let's say, for example, I want plain flour. So let's type in plain flour. That is definitely something that I want to purchase. Now you can see there are a lot of variations of how much you can buy in terms of plain flour. Now I am not of the assumption that these plain flours will have different ingredients in them. So I'm assuming that this plain flour will be very similar to this, but you're paying for the brand of Home Pride and McDouglas as opposed to just buying Asda's plain flour. So we can see here again, looking at this, you get 1.5 kg as opposed to 1 kg, and you get it for 45p. That's 30p per kilogram, whereas for this one, you're paying £1 per kilogram. So it makes sense that you would opt to purchase the unbranded one as opposed to the branded one, because all you're doing is you're getting less for more because you've got to pay for the packaging. So I always say when it comes to things like essentials, then it's really, really important that you actually have a look and see. And you know that the quality of what you're getting doesn't differ in terms of ingredients, then it's always worth paying less. So for example, we can see here it's wheat flour, calcium carbonate, iron, niacin, and thiamine. Please excuse me if I pronounced those wrong. So let's go back and have a look at what is in the Home Pride one. And you can see that it's exactly the same thing. Wheat flour, calcium carbonate, iron, niacin, and thiamine. So for this particular one, you will be paying double the price for less of your product. So it makes sense that for this one, you would always go for that. So I would add that, and I would obviously save myself 55p, which is really, really good. Now, these are small savings, but you can imagine over time, these can become huge savings. Another thing to be aware of is when I do, for example, shopping for meat. So let's go to the meat and poultry section. It can be so tempting to go for the 3 for 10 or any offers out there that you might not necessarily need. So I would always say, be very clear on what it is that you want. But if you find that you've got 3 different types of meats, and I always do this, if I find I've got 3 different types of meat and they can be in the offer and they're cheaper in the offer, then it might be worth doing that. But let's have a look at bacon rashers, because you can get 18 unsmoked bacon rashers for £4. But let's have a look. So here we have the bacon rashers, and you can see that you've got unsmoked and smoked. So let's take smoked, for example. So you've got 600 grams and you are getting them for £4, and they are 3 for £10. So the first thing to be aware of this is, first of all, do you actually want to buy 3 for £10? This is only a deal if you are buying multiple purchases. So it's really, really important to make sure that you stick to your designated shopping list, because it can be so tempting to buy 3 for £10. But I've just noticed this. Let's have a look at this. So for 600 grams, you are getting 18 smoked bacon rashers. But for 600 grams, which is 2 packets of these, you will get 20 smoked or unsmoked. So if you're going for smoked, you still get 20 smoked bacon rashers, and you will only pay £3. So again, it works out really, really well that you would go for this option. Always go for the Asda option. I don't think you'll be losing out on quality. I mean, I don't personally think you'll be losing out on quality. Let me know in the comments below if you think you will. I don't actually know why these ones are so much more expensive. This is when you'd come in and have a look at the ingredients. And so you can see that actually you get more for your money. In fact, you can get 900 grams, get 30 of these smoked bacon rashers, and you would be paying £4.50. So for just 1 packet, you'd be getting 3. So it's always worth making sure that you are checking to see that you are getting the most out of your money. So that's what I would do. When it comes to offers, I would specifically only use offers if they are going to be cheaper, or you can substitute something for something else in your shopping list. So let's say, for example, when it comes to this, I can see that they've got an offer for 125 grams of blueberries for 99p. So instead of, for example, if I had raspberries in my shopping list, then maybe that might be a worthwhile comparison. Let's have a look at raspberries. Okay, so I can see that for, I would be spending £1.89 for 150 grams, when in fact we saw that they had 125 grams for 99p. So that might be a worthwhile swap, but it's completely up to you. I would say just buy what's on your list, or if you find that there's something a little bit better that you can swap for, that's cheaper that you don't mind the swap for, that's the only time I would use these offers, and make sure that they're in line with your shopping budget and not get carried away. So I would stick to my shopping list. I would make sure that I'm getting the best value in terms of grams, price per kilogram, and also the price itself. Then the other thing is to make sure that when you are booking a slot for delivery, I would try and make sure to get the best deal. So I can see that, if you're working from home, you can get a really good price, £2 for 1 till 3 p.m. during your lunchtime. Get it delivered to your house. Alternatively, you can choose a slightly later times, which always works out cheaper. So there's always ways to make sure that you are doing it. What I personally would say is always make sure that you are not waiting to the last minute to do your online shop. Try and plan ahead so that you can get your shop just as your food is running out of your house. And that way, you're not stuck with a day where, for example, a couple of days where you don't have food and you have to go somewhere and you end up spending even more money. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to include some more tips on how I do my shopping list, and I can do a slightly more detailed video showing you exactly step by step how I actually do a live online shopping list. Let me know in the comments below if that's something that you'd be interested in. Please make sure to hit that like button, to subscribe, and to share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you everything that I'm doing to save money. Like I said, I'm on a journey to financial freedom, and I want to share all the tips and tricks that are helping me along the way. And until the next time, thank you so much for all your support. Do take care. Bye.